Good evening, everyone. Welcome along to round 9. We are racing around Belgium, and it is a sprint race weekend, which means I need to be fairly quick on this intro because we'll be starting pretty soon with one-shot quali. Joining me, as ever, is Gunhead. Hello, Gunhead. Welcome along. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Happy to be here as always. And yes, one-shot quali. Viewers are going to find this one interesting because this is the first time I've been in, and this is the first time I think we've had a Belgium sprint race. So, yeah.
Your thoughts on the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps?
Beautiful track. It is so much fun to drive. It is so much fun to drive. I mean, it can be a little bit hairy sometimes, especially with the weather like that.
Oh, there we are.
Oh, the drivers are going to hate me because I did say in the chat that it was definitely going to rain, and it's raining. So hopefully they give us an insight as to what the weather's going to do for the race in the chat. But yeah, I do like this track. I think I'd be hard pushed to find anybody that doesn't like this track. It's just an icon, you know, on the F1 sort of calendar. Such an iconic track.
Indeed. Although I think the circuit map looks a little bit like an Uzi from like Call of Duty or something. Anyone who's got the track map handy, feel free to have a look.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'd agree with that. Actually, yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, we did just before we went live had a brief conversation about corner names. I'm not going to make any effort on some. So,
I'll try and do my best, but I have trouble enough learning the actual numbers of corners rather than their names. So we'll see. Just as we're waiting for qualifying to start, thanks to everyone for just jumping in the chat and saying hello. Thank you, King Jamie, Brain Core, Panda, Harry Powell. You're very welcome along. Good to see you all. Apparently 20% running in the race. Unsure if that's
which race,
sprint race or normal race. I'm guessing it's sprint, but feel free to tell me I'm wrong. Which I imagine is a normal occurrence. I get told wrong. I'm often. Just ask my wife.
Well, that doesn't count because we're all wrong to women, so don't worry about it. That doesn't count.
Good stuff. Oh, someone said preset 1, definitely. Yeah, presets for Spa. What do you think?
Presets for Spa. Preset 4 or 5. 5, you're brave, just purely based on Eau Rouge. But I think a fairly safe bet that most people are going to go today will be preset 4. Especially if you're not expecting too much rain in the race, 20% is not too bad. So yeah, I'd stick on it. I'd stick it on preset 4, and just hope that I don't die immediately in this one-shot quali, and try and keep it within track limits. I think just keep it in track limits. You know, don't push for a record lap. Just keep it in track limits, and you'll get a quali spot. There we go. We're gone.
Here we go. Here we go. Who should we jump on board with?
I think we jump on board with AsthmaFrog.
Where is he? Oh, I forgot it's not as instant on this one. There we go. AsthmaFrog. Currently 8th. It's 5th. 4th.
4th.
Currently brain core in the driving seat at the moment. Although you could argue that they're all in the driving seat.
I don't know. You might be stood up if you're on a controller.
You might be indeed. I always love in the Discord, like every week without fail, King Jamie's like, "Are we racing today?" And everyone's like,
"Yeah, I think...
yeah, we're racing. We race this time every
Sunday."
week."
The only times, just to maybe clarify it for him a little bit, the only times that we don't race on a Sunday is when it directly clashes with real F1. And that's not very often. It's only a couple of times over the year.
So AsthmaFrog is currently the championship leader, currently in 5th. Which part of the track is this? Stavolo, I believe. Turn 15. A little bit of a back end stepping out there.
Yeah, I don't envy these guys.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty. It's full back conditions. It's pretty slippy.
Yeah.
Asthma.
I'll be impressed.
Kind of steady around 5th at the moment, which is not bad.
I'll be impressed if we get a sub 2 minute here. If we get a sub 2 minute from Vital Break, or I'll be impressed. It looks like we will. It's gonna be close.
So who's gonna take?
Oh,
It's pretty close. So Braincourt takes pole position. Saucy Chris just behind. It's pretty close actually. For one shot
really
quali,
close.
It's done very well. Scrubs had a bit of a mare and brings up the rear of the field. But there we go. A bit of an anticlimactic qualifying session. It's always weird commentating on a on a one-shot quali. But there we go. Braincore will start from pole position for the sprint qualifying race. Saucy Chris will be alongside him on the front row. Then our second row is Panda and AsthmaFrog, current championship leader. And then the next row, third row, Lethal Lins and Rocket Gamer. Fourth row, My Life and King Jamie. Fifth row, Magnets, formerly Ibonita and Beastie. Sixth row is Titan and Stone Shuffle. Pat Peda and Hake Jow make up the seventh row. And then the last row is just Solitary Scrub.
And I will throw a little factoid out here for you, for those that are on the grid. If I do remember correctly, I think it was season 15 or maybe 16, but GWA Panda picked up his maiden pole position for F1XL. So this is a track that we know that man likes. So gonna keep an eye on him. Not sure, that's respectable that time, very close to that 2 minute set by Braincore. So it'll be interesting to see how he can manage this race if he can keep it clean. Little fact for you there.
Normally Ibonita and Beastie. Very good.
That's the only fact I can throw at you. I don't know much.
Good stuff. There we go. I have to remember.
My stream's gone all weird. There we go.
The stream's gone all weird.
Yeah,
there we go. So our race. The race is going to be starting in about a minute's time. 21:11 race start from Ibonto in the chat, so that's good. So we've got a little bit of time just to go through the championship standings currently as they stand. Let's just pull up the thing. AsthmaFrog is in the lead with 104 points, followed by his teammate Stone Shuffle on 78, and then right behind DNG Titan on 77, Ibontor on 68, Saucy Chris on 65, Lethal Lins on 61. Then we have Braincore on 51, Pat Peter on 41, Scrub on 31, Party Hard on 30, Beastie on 22, Sander down on 15, as is Powell and Rocket Gamer. And then Hake Jow is the last person with points and yet to score. Currently points, Wolfie, My Life, Panda, King Jamie, and Judgy.
Well, there you go. That's it. I don't need to say anything else because we are starting in 21 seconds. Now, do we have a warm-up lap for the sprint? I'm pretty sure we have a warm-up lap for the sprint, don't we? I think we should do. Pretty sure we have a warm-up lap. Yes, we do. Sorry.
Yeah, we do.
I think we do. If they set it up for the feature race, then yeah, we'll definitely get a nice warm-up. 8 laps of Spa. It's going to be terrifying in Eau Rouge lap 1 for these drivers. They're all just, you've just got to approach it, maybe not with too much caution, but with enough just to try a bit of self-preservation. I think for this one, I think we'll likely see everybody on the medium compound tyre, as we do not need to have any boxing here. There is no mandatory pit stop for a sprint race, for those that do not know. So everybody just going for it on the mediums. I think that's safe bet. Softs, I think, probably would sort of lose the edge by around that 5-6, and the mediums would be faster. So
yeah, I think so too. Right, let's grab some. Not that. That. Nope, not that. That.
Yeah, I've got some interesting things happening with my lobby. I mean, sorry, the stream. It just keeps going all weird. But it's not you, it's my phone.
Oh, right, okay.
So I'm not going to watch
good.
that.
That's fine then.
So that it's off. The screen went offset. So I had a half screen and the big red line going through a weird angle. So I'm just going to leave it. And I'm not going to watch the stream in a minute. I'll watch it later. My phone's just not liking it. But I've got the track map up instead, so we'll be able to use some of those corner lanes. It's pretty cool not hanging around. He's getting them tyres up temperature and he is just disappearing.
Definitely. I think it might be in risk of everyone just leaving him on the grid for the tyres to get colder.
Yeah. Especially with their scrub still not quite making it around Piff Paff yet.
Yeah, Saucy Chris is not in a hurry to catch up. And then neither is my life.
Oh dear.
There we go. But it's nice that it's dry.
Yeah, we'll see if it stays dry. I mean, I think if we do wind up with a little bit of rain at the end, I don't think it'll be enough to make them change tyres. But Spa is a track that can get wet very fast. Very fast. It's such an open circuit, plenty of time for the water to build up when you're not racing on it.
Indeed. Okay, so Braincore is up to the start, pulling into the blocks.
Rub's just making his way around the chicane.
Oh, we've had a spinner into the wall. Is that Ibont or somebody?
Actually, I think that might have been King Jamie.
It might be King Jamie. Or someone went into the wall. I know. It looked like a hash from here. King Jamie decided. There we go. That's nicely packed, actually. Well done.
It was, yeah.
Good stuff. Right. Let's pick that. So 4 lights, 5 lights are on. And we are away for the sprint in Belgium. Looks like Braincore gets a decent start and is ahead of Saucy Chris. Oh, that's a Ferrari there going and just taps the wall. That was Lethal Linz, and he's lost a whole bunch of places after that incident. Just not quite judging where that wall was. So not the best start for Lethal Linz there.
Ooh, as we have some wheel-to-wheel action with the Haas of F1XL Magnus and Hate Zhao banging wheels a little bit through a rouge, and that's cost Hate Zhao a big handful of positions. He's now in last. Scrub making up a place. Scrub very, very tentative off the line. I think he was just, expecting a bit of a pile up into turn 1 or a rouge, and just a bit of self-preservation there from Scrub. So see what he can do from the back. But apart from that, clean start so far.
Nice clean start indeed. So Braincore gets away nice and cleanly, currently in the lead. Saucy Chris in second, Rocket Gamer in third, AsthmaFrog in fourth, King Jamie up to fifth, Beastie in sixth, Panda in seventh. And then we're on board now with Lethal Linz. We had that incident in turn 1. Or Titan looks like he's pretty close on the back of Magnets. Let's jump on board with the McLaren driver. Will he make a move up to here? No, you don't really want to make a move into turn 13 and 14. It's pretty brave if you go side by side through there.
It would be. He's just made a little mistake there, and it's cost him a big chunk of time to Magnets and cost him time to Stone Shuffle behind, who's definitely going to look at trying to capitalise on that little error. We'll see what he does coming into the chicane. He's got a nice draft, but not willing to use much of that battery.
Well, sorry to interrupt. Panda and Beastie going side by side through Blanchimont. Beastie just managing to keep ahead for now into the bus stop, but Panda is alongside, looks to get a decent line and drive off the final corner. Who will make it into turn 1 first? They're still side by side. Fantastic racing from these two, and Beastie saying absolutely not, you are not coming through. But it looks like Panda's got that really nice line from the taking that corner a bit wider, and he is now up into 6th place. So fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing there from Panda.
And Beastie now is going to have slipstream all the way up the Camel Straight. I wonder if he's going to try and make a move. I think he's going for it on the inside. No, he backs out. I think he thought maybe it's a little bit too early for a lunge like that. Spreading out quite a lot already, but Saucy Chris isn't letting Braincore go. He's not letting Braincore breathe too much. He's putting a lot of pressure on Braincore for that first place position. Beastie and Lethal Lins now, the other Ferrari going side by side. Just going into pit path. Beastie does manage to hold the position in front of the Ferrari, but the Ferrari's practically pushing him all the way around those turns.
He is indeed pretty close stuff for the battle for 7th. And these are for the last couple of paying positions for the sprint race as Beastie goes a little bit wide there. And Lethal Lins is up around the outside. Through Blanchemont, has he made the move done? Yes, he has. So that's a fantastic move there from Lethal Lins up to 7th.
And we have a change for the lead as well as Saucy Chris makes the move on Braincore into the bus stop chicane. But I do believe that DRS will be enabled on this lap, so we'll see if Braincore can come back at him.
And indeed, Rocket Gamer's not been dropped as well. These guys are all pretty close to each other. All the way down to the top 4, all within a second of each other. And then you've got a little bit of a gap down to King Jamie, who has got Panda right on the back of him as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that battle as well. As Braincore goes up the inside, DRS open on Saucy Chris, outbreaks him and manages to get through. But Saucy Chris has taken a little bit of a wider line in order to try and get some good traction, but that is that move done. And as we've seen here, Panda is up past King Jamie now, so we missed that battle sadly, but King Jamie down to 6th, Panda up to 5th.
Beastie makes a mistake. Sorry, Beastie makes a mistake and he goes off and onto the grass. So I don't know if there's a little bit of contact with him and Lethal Lins there, but they're holding position as it is. I think if it was contact, that was very good from Lins to just, you know, back off, let Beastie go regain control, and then maybe go for a cleaner attack later on.
Indeed, we've already got a couple of drivers with time penalties. We just saw Magnets grab one, 3 second. That's also My Life has 3 second time penalty as well. On lap 3 of this 8 lap sprint race. And King Jamie gets some.
Yeah, this is a high risk track for track limits and penalties. It's really unforgiving when it comes to those track limits penalties. So guys going to want to try and take a little bit steadier, the ones that are on the penalties.
Well, DNG Titan is all over the back of this AlphaTauri. Sorry to interrupt you there. It looked like he was going to make a move into the bus stop, but thought better of it. But he was almost pushing the AlphaTauri along through Blanchemont, as we see. 3-way battle for 13th, 14th and 15th with Pat Peder, Hake Zhao and Scrub going 3 wide. Scrub briefly getting ahead, but ran a little bit wide there.
Yeah, I've just gone on board with F1XL Magnets as well, because he's looking like he's closing the gap on Lethal Lins for that last point paying position. Lethal Lins without DRS, I believe, and the gap is coming down, but he's going to have to be a little bit patient. But I think he is trying to look for a way around. I wonder if maybe Beastie is holding these guys up a little bit at the minute.
We've just had a look that Saucy Chris was getting close to the back of Braincore, and he's managed to make his way past with the help of DRS down into Les Combes, turn 7, 8 and 9. So Saucy Chris is now back in the lead and wanting to pull out a bit of a gap over Braincore. But these guys kind of stretching away now from Rocket Gamer. Rocket Gamer just dropping a second behind Braincore. Let's see if he's able to catch back up. It's our closest battle on the track. So Stone Shuffle and My Life pretty close. My Life going a little bit wide through turn 13 and 14, and that allowed Stone Shuffle to get pretty close into the back, but he's not had the best of exits from that, and Pat Peder's actually closer to him. He might be under attack through Blanchemont. Pat Peder looking to make the attack. Will he be able to get close enough and make a move into the bus stop?
Oh, he gets close. Ooh. really close into the bus stop chicane there, but looks like they all managed to just make it around without losing any wing.
Oh, Magnets just makes a pass on Lethal Lins. 3-less source, and that's 8th place for Magnets. That is the last points paying position of this sprint race. And just a reminder for those of you who don't know that this sprint race kind of acts as qualifying for the main race. Wherever people finish in this race is where they will start for the main race. And looks like Lethal Lins is not done. He's wanting to make a move, but not quite quick enough.
Beastie now is all over the rear wing of King Jamie as well. King Jamie seems to be struggling already on his tyres. He uses a bit of the grass there to slow himself down. But Beastie, yeah, all over the back of him. But this is bringing Magnets and Lethal Lins right back into this fight for P6.
Oh, Lethal Lins, 3-second time penalty. And these guys are all wheel to wing. Beastie is the only one that has no time penalties at the moment, which will come into play at the end of this lap. We're on lap 5 of 8 of this sprint race. Just a quick one before we go to the main race.
Yeah, and Saucy Chris now looking at stretching the advantage he's got over Brain Core at the minute. Almost at a second. He's almost broken the DRS toe of Brain Core. Brain Core also and Saucy Chris both have used all of their ERS on that lap to try and stay, or well, Saucy Chris try and break the gap, and Brain Core trying to stay within that DRS detection zone.
Right, is Beastie going to be close enough? I wonder how King Jamie's feeling at this moment. 3 cars all behind him with DRS. He must be bricking it at the when he gets to the end of the Camel Straight into Lake Home, because he could have not one but 3 cars have a go at him into turn 7. Let's have a look through Eau Rouge and Radion. And Beastie is already up alongside. Oh, looks like we're going to go 3 wide. Shades of, was it 1999? Mika Hakkinen.
Yeah.
And Michael Schumacher and Beastie makes it up, and so does Magnet. So King Jamie, that was 2 places. We talked about it before, and it happened. I don't know if that's a commentator's perks or a commentator's reward.
Depending on who.
It depends who you are, I suppose. Yeah.
Beastie gets a little bit wide there, but doesn't lose too much time. He's just got to be careful. He's the only one there without a penalty at the minute. If he can maintain that, then they could all overtake him and he'll still take that P6. So he just needs to keep it clean. But on top of that, Panda ahead of him, 4 seconds in front with a 3-second time penalty. So he's got to try and bridge that gap as well.
He does indeed. Right, we have got 3 laps to go.
We have contact.
Where?
Contact between King Jamie and Lethal Lins behind. I'm not sure what happened. I think Lins was going for a move, but there was just a little bit of wheel banging, and that's opened up the gap a little bit now from Lins up to Beastie. King Jamie is a bit all over the place at the minute. He's struggling.
So I bumped Magnet, as we called him, winner last time out. I think he was complaining for most of the season it was never going to happen, but he managed to get out in front and take a very convincing win indeed, and looking to improve on a bit of a low qualifying position, as I've just seen AsthmaFrog is alongside. Looks like Brain Core's having a go at Saucy Chris as well. Brain Core getting in front. Let's have a look. Yes, he does make it ahead, and so does AsthmaFrog. So there we go. Brain Core back into the lead of this race, and these guys having a fantastic scrap between them all race long, keeping it clean. Brain Core currently in the lead with 2 laps to go.
And also on that, F1XL Magnets made the move on Beastie to put himself into P6. So that was a move from Magnets.
We don't have enough cameras to keep up with all this action in F1XL.
Lethal Lins getting a run on King Jamie, but he decides to back out of it, which I think was a sensible option, but he's still got better drive and better grip than King Jamie in front.
Yeah, it doesn't look like King Jamie's really getting on well with this track. He's just a fraction away, running over, not quite hitting the apexes, having a bit of understeer. So I don't know if it's a preset that he's gone for, or quite possibly he just doesn't know the track and isn't quite there. Yeah.
Lethal Lins gets a good run on him, and he's going around the outside.
Oh, you brave got around the outside of Blanchimon, but he's managed to get it done. Has he? Oh, has he though? King Jamie letting off the brake a little bit. Oh, this is fantastic racing between a little bit of contact maybe between the two Ferrari-powered cars, and in the run down to La Source, who's going to come out on top? Lethal Lins is still there. He managed. Oh no!
Contact.
And King Jamie's just lost it there, and just lost traction trying to keep up with Lethal Lins. And Stone Shuffle had absolutely nowhere to go. I think was it Stone Shuffle or My Life?
I think it was My Life.
Yes, I
made
think
a little bit
yeah.
contact with there was there was nowhere for him to go. He couldn't have slowed down. There was a car behind him. He couldn't speed up because there was a car in him. Well, he was in a car. So yeah, that was unlucky, I think, for King Jamie there.
It was indeed. We are on the last lap of this sprint race here in Belgium at Spa, as we see Panda get a 3-second penalty for track limits warnings. But Braincore is currently in the lead of this race, which will decide the grid, as we just see Panda get out past Rocket Gamers.
Rocket Gamer spun. Yeah, he had to spin. So unfortunately there for Rocket Gamer. He'd already been passed by AsthmaFrog, and AsthmaFrog, by the way, now right on the back of the leading two cars of Saucy Chris and Braincore. So he's had a bit of a fast last couple of laps to bridge that gap back.
Yes, indeed.
Do you think he'll try and make a move?
Yeah. He's closing in. This is last gap. It's the last lap. Last couple of corners now. Having a look around the outside. We'll be on the inside for this one. Now it's just a drag race to the line. But it looks like Saucy Chris is going to have this one done. Yes, he does. So Braincore finishes the sprint race in Belgium in first place. Saucy Chris in second. And AsthmaFrog finishes third. Rocket Gamer up to fourth. Managed to make use of the time penalties that Panda had. He went down to fifth. And there we go. We'll do the final classification. 54.
Just gonna quickly have a look, see if everybody is still okay after that in the chat.
So there we go. There's our final sprint race classification. Braincore picking up the full 8 points and will be on pole position for the race, for the feature race. Feature? Yeah, feature race. That's what they call it in F2 anyway. I don't think they call it that in the main Grand Prix. Anyway, Saucy Chris in second, AsthmaFrog in third, Rocket Gamer in fourth, Panda in fifth, Beastie in sixth, Stone Shuffle in seventh, and picking up the last points paying position is F1XL Magnets, Ibontal. And then we had DNG Titan, Pat Peter, Lethal Lins, Hate Jow, My Life, and Scrub, and somebody else running up.
We have a 4-minute wait now between that sprint race and the feature race. Everybody just to collect their thoughts, have a bit of a breather, sort of stay stable and study themselves a little bit. I think the biggest loser there, though, unfortunately, was King Jamie. He did not finish in the end. I'm not sure if he had a crash or if he just retired. But he's going to be looking at trying to maybe make something happen in this feature race, try and get some points out at the end. So I'm going to keep an eye on what he can do. Yeah, Braincore got the win. That was, I rate that as pretty much a perfect drive. He was under pressure the whole time from Saucy Chris. Saucy Chris really putting the pressure on him for the whole race, and I think he was saved a little bit by AsthmaFrog at the end, putting the pressure on Saucy Chris. But it was a great drive. Great drive there from Braincore.
Was indeed some fantastic battles, and I've got something fancy which I'm hoping might work, but we'll have to see. It will work. Oh, you brave! Got on the outside of Blanchimon. We've got a replay, but he's managed to get it done. Has he though? King Jamie letting off the brake a little bit. Oh, this is fantastic racing between a little bit of contact maybe between the two
lanes,
Ferrari-powered cars.
having a battle
And
through the pit stop.
in the run down
Coming down
to
into
La Source, who's going to come out on top? Lethal Linz is still there. He managed.
Oh,
No!
there's contact.
And
I like
King
it.
Jamie's just
That was the
lost.
incident later.
Brave got around the outside of Blanchimont,
Nice.
but he's managed. It sounded absolutely awful. But there we go. So that was a nice replay of that. This is fancy. I know it's sick, isn't it, King Jamie? It's great. Are you just saying that because you were involved in the replay? I don't know. Well, I suppose.
I was just gonna say, I actually think he lost it a little bit, and then there was contact with I think it was My Life. Just that replay is massive help because it looks like he loses the rear end a little bit coming onto power, trying to have that fight with Lind. Yeah, he just loses the back end a little bit, and then there's the contact made. So that's unlucky for King Jamie, but that is such a cool feature. Well done.
Thanks. And then I found another one. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this one. I think we were on board with Beastie. I can't really see because it's so small on my screen. Yeah, it's Beastie and Lethal Linz going side by side. Oh yes, this is right. Lethal Linz going around the outside through Blanchimont, around Beastie. That was a fantastic move. We'll watch that one again because I managed to figure out which one it was. But yeah, this is a good one. A good move around the outside. Beastie struggling on traction, sticking to the outside, and then Lethal Linz going, do you know what? I've got some good traction. I'll go around the outside and making that move around Blanchimont. So that was a fantastic move indeed.
It really was. And I think we'll be the only streamers of F1XL with this replay feature, so suck it, everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
But it kind of makes...
That's a good job.
It kind of makes all of this more... a bit more enjoyable, doesn't it? These little gaps that we have.
Yeah.
So
if we get a full safety car or a full restart or something, we just tick on a couple of replays. You get a massive smash up. You can go, well, we have a live action replay.
Indeed. Right, there we go. But I have to manually. I have to push a key and it saves a replay, and then I have to go into a different bit and load up the replay before I can then play. But then when I'm in studio mode, it doesn't show me if the replay is loaded up, so I don't know if it's there or not, so I just have to push the button and hope.
That's okay. We'll get smoother with it, I think. Or say we.
Yes, I will
it,
eventually get smooth with it as we go.
That was good. I think you mentioned to me that you figured out a way of making it work, but that you weren't sure we were going to be able to use it for this weekend. It's a good thing we could use it this weekend because that was a good couple of moves to clip there. I think and this is a track where I think you expect a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing with these guys. A lot of overtakes I'm expecting to see in this race from these guys. So yeah, I think you picked a good track to debut it at.
I think so. I was hoping it would work, and it did work. So there we are.
A little bit of a difference in the race strategies. Just dropping back into commentator mode. We have Brain Course starting on the medium compound tyre with the next 4 drivers behind him, from Saucy Christian to GWA Panda on the hard compound tyre, Beastie on the mediums and Stone Shuffle on the hards, and then there's Magnets and Titan on the mediums in 8th and 9th. Pat Peter on the hard compound tyre, Lethal Linz Hate mediums, My Life Scrub hards, and King Jamie on the medium. So there's a big sort of difference there in strategy from everybody. I expect the medium runners to be very, very quick off the blocks. But maybe by lap 5-6 we'll start seeing that turnaround in the grip, and we'll see those hard running drivers start to bridge the gap back to the medium runners.
Indeed, interesting stuff. Braincore opting for the mediums, everyone else opting for the hards, playing the long game potentially. So yes, it's going to be very interesting indeed. and Saucy Chris not quite stopping in the box. So
that's it. 5-second penalty.
Yes. Yes. For those of you who didn't watch the race today, and you don't have the joy of Sky Sports, or if you're in another country and you didn't have it live, then it's a little bit of information for you.
We eventually
get
no.
Sad. Right. Okay. The lights are coming on. We've got 4 and 5 lights, and we will be starting this race in Belgium now as Brain Core gets a decent start. Oh, Rocket Gamer getting a rocket start up to second. What a fantastic start from the Mercedes driver. Absolutely. Oh, there's massive damage behind. What's going on here? We've got a Ferrari in the walls. I think Scrub might be involved in that. A little bit. Let's have a look. Kate Chow is at the bottom. So Stone Shuffle, Panda, and AsthmaFrog. AsthmaFrog is the championship leader. He is down to last place. That is quite incredible.
There was so King Jamie had an absolute rocket ship start from last place, and he's now in P8. But he got squeezed into the wall a little bit by a Ferrari. I think it might have been Lethal Lins, and then there was a wild My Life sort of came out of nowhere and missed his braking point, I think, into turn 1, and then further in front there was contact between AsthmaFrog and GWA Panda, which sent them both into a spin. So that was a bit of a chaotic first lap, but that's given Brain Core a 1.2 second advantage over Rocket Gamer. Beastie and UFC with a great start as well, up into P3.
So, we've got Aston Martin around. That's Stone Shuffle. So Stone Shuffle's gone from bad to worse. Lost 8 places off the shot and is now right back at the back of the grid, but not as many as AsthmaFrog. Down 11 places. The big winner through all of that, King Jamie, who has just been past My Life. Oh, they're going back and forth. Let's have a look. Oh, they're side by side through Belgium. And Scrub's like, oh, do you know what? I want a piece of this as well. And he's getting involved. So fantastic scrap between these guys, and we've already seen King Jamie go side by side through somebody in Blanchemont in the sprint race, which made the highlight reel, quite literally. But yeah, fantastic move there, and managed to keep it all. So King Jamie's managed to keep that place. He's up 7 places, as I think Beastie's up to 6, is it? Oh, it's going to be tight down down the Camel Straight.
King Jamie does like his weaving a little bit. He's not weaving like dangerously. He just moves a lot. I think he's on a controller, so he's got quite sensitive steering. But yeah, that.
Rocket Gamer and Beastie going side by side, and so is Magnets and Saucy Chris still side by side. Oh, and Titan wanted to get involved there. They're still side by side as they go into turn 10.
Pat Peter's out. Pat Peter crashed and is out of the race. Stone Shuffle as well going very slowly. I don't know if Stone Shuffle picked up some damage, but that is a VSC, full course virtual safety car.
It is,
for
yeah.
that incident. Hey, Jiao's going to come round, and I wonder if we're just going to be able to see that Red Bull before it disappears into the ether. Yeah, so...
Oh, there he is.
Oh, God, the whole front end's gone.
That was not good at all for Pat Peter. So sorry, Pat. Big fan of the stream. You are out. Sadly, Pat is out of this race. Only 1 Red Bull left in this race now. Virtual safety car. There's still time to be lost here, though, if you can stick to the Delta. And we are back up and running now. It doesn't look like we're getting a flurry of penalties, so everyone's kept it within the Delta.
Magnets gets around the outside of Saucy Chris. Saucy Chris just sort of breaks a little bit, and that allows DNG Titan to make the move as well on the Red Bull driver. So Red Bull not having a good time at the minute. Meanwhile, Beastie is all over the gearbox of Rocket Gamer as well, and all of this fighting is just giving Brain Core as much time as he likes to disappear at the front.
Brain Core 2.8 seconds now, 3 seconds now over Rocket Gamer, and all of this fighting is allowing him to get away. And it looks like Rocket is going to be under pressure from Beastie whilst we get to the Camel Straight. Beastie is already all over the back of him, pulling out alongside Rocket Gamer sticking to the inside, and Magnets looks like he's going to get involved as well. Beastie has already passed. What's Magnets doing? Oh, let's jump on board. Oh, around the outside of Lacombe, and that is not going to work. And Magnets just loses some traction now. I think there might have been a little bit of contact. Let's clip that for replay.
Yeah, Lethal Linz and Saucy Chris were going side by side at the same time, and Saucy Chris just manages to hold off the attack of the Ferrari during all of that shuffling.
Indeed. Oh, Scrub is really, really trying to put the power down on those hard tyres, just really squirreling the back end of that.
Oh no, Magnets loses
no,
it
he's
again.
gone.
Oh, it goes from bad to worse for F1XL Magnets from last week's race winner. Right now he's sat down in P13.
A little bit of a cheeky reset to track, and had to take avoiding action from Stone Shuffle coming full belt through P1. That was a fantastic race by Magnets to get himself up to 5th, but so a series of unfortunate events have happened, and he has fallen down to Jamie and My Life going side by side.
As Beastie sets the fastest lap of the race, and he is closing that gap to Braincore in front. It's gone from 3 to 2.1 seconds.
So My Life and King Jamie still side by side, fighting over the last points paying position. King Jamie not afraid to go side by side through Blanchard and makes that move stick. There we go. Oh, Titans on the back now. Titans come in alongside Rocket Gamer. It looks like he's up to 3rd. Does he make the move stick? He does indeed. So
what
Titans
a move!
3.
Sorry, Lethal Linz on the outside of the braking zone into that chicane, and he manages to just outbrake Saucy Chris and hit the apex of the second part of that chicane and takes P5 off Saucy Chris. Great drive in there from the Ferrari man. Saucy Chris is really struggling on those hard compound tyres at the minute. Lethal Linz is trying to make the most of those medium compound tyres. He's all over the back of Rocket Gamer now.
He is indeed. I'm trying to find like a safe point in this race to break away for a replay, but the things keep happening, and Lethal Linz and Rocket Gamer side by side again, and Lethal Linz doing that overtake. He likes that overtake through Blanchard.
He does.
Doing fantastic work there. So Lethal Linz up to 4th, up 7 places overall. He's having a fantastic race so far, and will be closing in on D&G Titan pretty soon. Saucy Chris started on the front row, down to 6th, lost 4 places so far. Had to take a little bit of avoiding action from Rocket Gamer then, who was going a little bit slower on the apex than he would have thought. And, that's pulled him back even more. Lethal Linz pretty close on the back of TNG Titan. Let's look, see if he makes a move. Titan picking the inside line straight off the bat.
Just watch this braking though from Linz. Late on the brakes, and he still side by side.
Oh, look at that round the outside. And Rocket Gamer wants to get in on this as well. Oh, still around the outside.
Oh, this is tight. He's got the inside line now, but there's a little bit of respect there. He doesn't want to cause any damage to Titan or himself, but that's giving Rocket Gamer and Saucy Chris good driving on him. Oh,
you do not want to go 3 wide through here.
Oh, and he just goes too much on the curb.
He's gone. He's lost it into the wall. He looks like he's still going, but there's no front wing there on the car of Lethal Linz. And a little bit of reset track. He couldn't get off the banking, could he?
No, he was stuck there on the curb, so he just couldn't move the car. So yeah, fair enough on the reset, but really unlucky for Lethal Linz. Now going to be hoping for a safety car, I think, to save his race.
Yes, he will be indeed. We're only on lap 5 of 22, so we're not really within the pit stop window either. Lethal Lynn's pulling off some fantastic overtakes, making the highlight reel for sure, but not great as King
Jamie's
Jamie
out.
was retired. What's happened to
King
King
Jamie's out.
Jamie? Where is he?
That's a really strange place to lose it in the wall there. He's just at Blanchimont. He's in the wall between Blanchimont and the chicane. And that's a full course safety car.
That is a safety car. So safety car is out. Let's have a look, see where he is with Hake Zhao coming past now. We didn't see him. His car had gone. So, right. Lethal Lynn, Stone Shuffle and Magnets have all come into the pits. Hake Zhao has not come into the pits. And the safety car is out. Interesting. Very interesting. I can do replays. Right, let's have a look. Let's load up some replays. I've like pushed my button so many times to get loads of replays. So let's see what we've got. I've loaded up one already. So let's have a look. Okay, we'll have to have a look and see what happened. King Jamie, Stone Shuffle just didn't turn right, and I was side by side, got driven into the wall. Sorry to hear that, Jamie. So it looks like an incident with Stone Shuffle is what's happened there to take him out of the race. Right, let's do some replays. So this is Beastie and Rocket Gamer going side by side up through up on the Kemmel Straight, and Magnets was looking to get involved on this one as well. And yeah, that was a nice overtake. And then, oh yes, this was Magnets just tagged the back of Rocket Gamer and left the track. So that was not the best. So let's just go back to. So that was that replay. Let's load up another one.
Right, so I think the front three, just while you're doing that, I think the front three are now going to go into the pits. All of them on medium tyres. Going to jump onto the hards to the end. Rocket Gamer boxes as well. That's an interesting call from Rocket Gamer. Saucy Chris is now going to take over the lead behind the safety car as he's already on the hard compound tyres. GWA Panda follows him through. So rough start Panda, and now he's up into P2. Scrub, AsthmaFrog, My Life, or just behind Braincool. My Life. So Braincool comes out P5. Not a bad loss. I think he would have preferred if the safety car came out just a little bit earlier though.
Yes, I think so. We've got our next replay. Let's have a look at this. This was a battle between King Jamie and My Life. These guys going side by side through the bus stop chicane, and Blanchimont caught the end of this battle and then into La Source as well. So My Life taking up, King Jamie, taking up position from My Life. So that was a nice move there.
They're not making it easy for us, these guys. There's battles everywhere.
Absolutely. Right, let's find something else. Let us know if you're enjoying the replay feature. I'm certainly enjoying it, although it's quite hard to get them all out because I've got 4 more to do. It's been that much action. Crazy. Right, whilst we're taking a lull in this, Scrub is all the way up to 3rd now. I think Scrub has not come in to the pits. Am I right in thinking that?
No. Yeah, so the top 4 currently on the tyres they started on, all on hard tyres, so they are yet to stop.
Right, let's have another replay. This is... Right, so it's the end. This is the next part of the battle between My Life and King Jamie. Oh no, it wasn't. It was DNG Titan. So DNG Titan and Rocket Gamer going side by side into Les Combes, and Titan making his way up past. Very good move there.
Well, that's safety car in this lap.
Right. I have to wait until we get through some of these.
I didn't see it pop up on the screen. Yeah, safety car in this lap. So now Saucy Chris is the safety car. And looks like he's gone already. So Saucy Chris is gone. Pulled the trigger and he's caught Panda napping massively.
He has indeed. He's 1.5 seconds. He's not even across the line yet. That's an amazing restart, and I don't know if Panda's game basically told him you can't accelerate yet. But that has given Saucy Chris a nice gap to start off with, well over DRS as well, and yeah, very good restart.
We have a yellow flag for Hake Jiao. Had a spin in turn 1. Unfortunately, I didn't see if there was contact, but he's still going, and it looks like he still gets front wing intact. So.
Ooh, DNG Titan and Rocket Gamer just having a little bit of contact down the Kemble Straight, but DNG Titan managing to keep it ahead of Rocket Gamer and keeps hold of that 8th position. But Rocket Gamer is looking pretty racy today. Actually, to be fair, so is Titan. Both these guys looking really and racy, and DNG Titan going just a little bit wide, and Rocket Gamer sticking it up the inside. He's got the softer compound tyres on, as in softer than the hard compound tyres. His tyres are softer.
Oh no!
Oh, and he's gone round. No.
He just too much curve, and it sent him in a spin. So yeah, unlucky there for Rocket Gamer, but he's, there's plenty of race left. A long way to go yet.
That curb through Puyon is such a dangerous curve to hit. If you just hit the slightest bit of it in this game, your car is going around just like that, and that is what Rocket Gamer found out. Lethal Lins on the back of Ibontal, not quite close enough to do his trademark patented move around the outside of Blanchimont, but we'll be having a look possibly into La Source or maybe into Les Combes.
So we've got a little bit of a train forming behind GWA Panda and Scrub. I think Scrub might be the one that's holding AsthmaFrog and Braincore up. But Braincore, if you were to go just on everybody in front of him has to stop, he's technically the net leader right now. Once the pit stops have shaken out, he will be in the lead of the race, barring another safety car. So he doesn't need to do anything here. He just needs to, just keep driving, keep clean.
So AsthmaFrog looked like he was going to try and make a move up the inside, but wasn't quite close enough and thought the better of it, making the move on Scrub, and stays in 4th place for now. But Braincore is looking pretty racy on the back of him. He's got fresh tyres on, looking to take advantage of that as Panda picks up 3 seconds of time penalty. The gap to Saucy Chris now 2.4 seconds.
Just got on board with Stone Shuffle, who's bringing the gap back into DNG Titan in front of him. He is on the softer compound tyre, but I'm not sure it's going to go to the end. But well, I mean, fair play to him if he does make it to the end and still have some pace. He's just staying in that window with DNG Titan. So I think he's going to be looking at a move probably onto the Kemmel Straight on the next lap, maybe into turn 1.
Oh, AsthmaFrog really close to Scrub, making a dive up to the inside into the bus stop. Going side by side. Scrub is still not saying, yeah, you're not coming through yet. And Braincore's looking to get involved on this. This could get pretty tasty into La Source. But AsthmaFrog gets ahead. Very good. But these guys are going to have a massive run on him. Now, they are nose to wing down this straight. And Braincore looks like Braincore's really close on the back of the Mercedes. The gap to the leader is coming down 2.2 seconds now, Justine, on the timing screen. And Braincore, what are you going to do? So look, he's close. Goes side by side and makes it stick. So in the course of about half a lap, Scrub's gone from 3rd to 5th, and probably soon thinking about coming in to change those tyres.
Yeah, that's keeping Beastie and UFC keen as well, keeping him within that DRS of Scrub. Obviously, Beastie as well as boxed, along with DNG Titan behind him. So the 3 guys at the minute in the in the winning seats are Brain Core, Beastie, and D&G Titan. They just need to try not to get caught up with the older hard compound tyre drivers in front of them as they start to lose traction.
Indeed. So I've just changed it to stop information, so we can see who has stopped, who hasn't stopped. So Braincore is the furthest runner-up who has stopped. Beastie and Titan as well. My Life, Scrub, Ray, AsthmaFrog, Panda, and Circuit yet to stop. We're on lap 10 of 22, and Saucy Chris, Panda, Asthma. They all want to build up as big a gap as possible to try and get away and make up some time in the pit stop phase as Magnets and Stone Shuffle going side by side through turn 1. And it looks like Magnets has made that move, out-dragged Stone Shuffle down the straight. So up a position.
Yeah, that safety car really did sort of save Magnet's race. As we look at D&D Titan go on My Life, so D&D Titan making up a position there on the AlphaTauri driver. Oh, getting really close as well with Stone Shuffle and Lethal Lins behind Magnets. Ooh. A wobble from My Life, took it really wide. Another, he goes deep again, and this brings Magnets even closer. Not sure. It's not going to be too long now. I think in the next couple of laps we're going to see those hard runners box onto a set of mediums, and they will go to the end. Obviously, lighter fuel loads on board as we progress through this race. Yeah, be a little bit kinder to the mediums.
One of those people trying to recover their race is Lethal Lanes, down in 11th, has made some fantastic moves over the course of this race weekend. Sadly finding himself down in
My
11th.
Life.
Oh,
My Life
so
goes
close.
really wide. Oh, yeah, Magnets has to just let off a little bit.
We had two sets of cars going too wide through Blanchimont. They're all so close to each other. This is madness in F1XL Division 4. But all of these guys keeping it really clean. And this is fantastic racing.
Oh, what a drive out of that final corner for Magnets as he just drives past My Life like he was standing still.
Those,
great traction coming out of the final corner.
Those newer tyres coming in handy there, definitely. Up to 8.
He just got to hope that he can hold off the renewed attack that's going to happen under DRS here on the Camel Straight, because you're going to have 3 guys behind him.
Up ahead, Beastie going taken to the grass up the inside of Brain Core, manages to take the position up to 4th now for Beastie. And so that is a position for net lead. Oh, looks like Brain Core's, has he gone round? Is it Magnets? It was Magnets. Oh, there's been a massive incident there.
That
so
is
Lethal Lins is out of the
BSC.
race.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a hopeful lunge from My Life, and it caused a big concertina effect behind when there was a little bit of contact with him and Magnets, and that's cost Lethal Lins the race today. Ouch.
He's been in the wars. There's not much you could say to that. But just a VSC this time around. And the question is this going to end before or after Saucy Chris manages to get to the pits? If this stays on for a little bit longer, this could be a nice cheap pit stop and lose a lot less time than they would normally do. So I think these 3 guys at the front would probably be coming into the pits and taking advantage of this. That's right. Saucy Chris comes in. Panda does not. And Asthma does come into the pits. We are still under VSC. So people are going slower. And
Stone Shuffle.
Stone Shuffle picking up a penalty. That is not ideal. We are back to green flag racing now, but there would have been some time gained and these for pitting for these guys. And Scrub and Titan now will jump on board with this battle. They are pretty close. through Radion up onto the Camel Straight now. I imagine DNG Titan, who has got much fresher tyres than Scrub, will make this move down into Lake Colm with the assist of DRS. And he does indeed. So DNG Titan up to 4th on the track, net 3rd. Once everyone has come in.
So Magnets has gone on to a set of soft compound tyres. My Life with a wing change onto the mediums, AsthmaFrog on the mediums, so Chris on the medium compound tyres. So they're going to be fast to the end here, but I'm not sure if Magnets is going to be able to hold on to that soft tyre to the end. So keep an eye on the sort of lap times he's posting through the race. Meanwhile, BC in front of Braincore, currently net lead with GWA Panda still requiring that pit stop.
Indeed, and in contrast to the sprint race, only 4 drivers with time penalties for corner cutting. We had quite a lot of the field with corner cutting penalties, which changed the order a bit, and we've got 1 driver with a drive-through penalty. That's Stone Shuffle for speeding in the pit lane when he came into pits not long ago. As we see a Ferrari, that's the Ferrari of Panda coming into the pits. I imagine a set of medium compound tyres going on. That's right. So there we go. Panda into the pit and is scrubbing it. No, Scrub's carrying on. Blimey.
Scrub probably aiming for softs at the end then.
I think so, yeah.
I'll tell you what,
fairly
Beastie's
close on the back of Titan. Go on.
It is, but Beastie's sort of come alive in this race. He's 1.3 seconds ahead of Braincore. Braincore commanding that sprint race, but so far at the moment he's unable to live with the pace of BC and UFC. So great job so far from Beastie.
Indeed. So Beastie has yet to win a race this season. You know him better than I do. Has he won a race before in F1XL?
He's won several races in XL. Yeah, he's just not had it go his way so far this season. But gonna keep an eye on him. I don't think he's had a podium yet this season either. Beastie. I could be wrong on that one.
I don't think so. I can have a look. You call everything. Let's go.
Well, at the minute we are in a fairly quiet patch. Closest fight on track right now is AsthmaFrog on the back of GWA Panda. Both of them on fresh medium tyres. Asthma's 1 lap older than GWA Panda's. There's a sort of fairly sized gap between DNG Titan and Braincore. As My Life picks up a 3-second time penalty. GWA Panda, although, is closing the gap on Hake Jiao. Hake Jiao had to make a very early pit stop in the early stage of this race, so he doesn't have to stop again. But those hard tyres are going to start feeling really, really bad in the next few laps as the best of the life is probably already been taken out of them, even though he's had 2 BSEs for safety car to keep them a little bit more alive.
Oh, Scrub is still going off to the back of DNG Titan, maybe looking to make a move up the inside. He's got really old tyres on. He'll have to come in at some point. Not quite making that move stick. Hake Jiao and Panda. So Panda gets past Hake Jiao there. We missed that one. Don't worry about that. But Panda up into 6th now past the AlphaTauri drive.
Well, Scrub has made his mandatory stop right at the start of the race.
Oh, yes. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to stop again. Or has he? Has he stopped? 14. Oh, no, he hasn't stopped.
He hasn't stopped. Okay.
No, he has not stopped. According to the graphic, he's not stopped. I thought he had, but no, he hasn't.
Well, as we all know, Formula 1 graphics are the most up-to-date and are never wrong.
Oh, no, never.
He says with a pinch of salt.
Just hopping onto the race director for Scrub. Just to yeah, he's on his starting tyre still, so yeah, he does still have to stop, but he's doing very well to keep those alive and keep the pressure
Oh,
Keep pressure
AsthmaFrog making a move up the inside of HL through Blanchimont. That's a nice move there for AsthmaFrog up into 7th place, which is very good. A bit of a, it's been in the wars as our championship leader.
Yes, he has. My game's not working. I can't get off this pause menu now.
Oh, no.
I'm just gonna have to jump out of the game real quick and come back in. So bear with me.
Cool, no worries. Okay, let's go to a. Well, no, let's not go to a replay. Let's have a look at Saucy Chris making his way past Scrub into 4th place. That's a nice little move there for the Red Bull driver, and currently sets the fastest first sector of the race so far. So Saucy Chris has some speed. We'll be looking to reel in DNG Titan for that final podium place. Where shall we go? Let's go to Beastie. This is our race leader. Let's jump on board with Asthma, because Asthma is jumping on, is closing in on the back of Panda. But let's have a look at some replays. This is on board with Lethal Lens. Earlier on, this was lap 4. This is when the action was coming in thick and fast, and we couldn't get get them to you quick enough. But a nice move around the outside, that famous roof. Even though Lethal Lens is out of the race, sorry to see you out of the race. Here's a nice highlight of yours that we enjoyed watching on the stream.
I'm back.
Back,
Saucy Chris,
Rob.
all right on the back of DNG Titan now. I've got to turn everything back on, Matt. Right.
There we go. Right, you call the action whilst I load up the next one.
So Saucy Chris now right on the back of DNG Titan. AsthmaFrog as well has made it past Scrub, because Scrub has finally decided that now is the time to go into the pit, so he will definitely be going onto a set of soft tyres. Rocket Gamer has just had a spin and lost his entire front wing. So that's Rocket Gamer's race, I'm afraid. Run there in last place. Scrub coming out on a set of fresh tyres. Saucy Chris, meanwhile, side by side with DNG Titan, and he just gets the move done off the Kemmel straight, using that DRS to his advantage, and he gets past DNG Titan into 3rd place with a 4.8 second gap to 2nd.
He's got some serious pace as the Red Bull man. Has won a race. He did, didn't he? Yeah. Oh no, he did,
Yeah, he
but
did,
they
yeah.
didn't. He crossed
Yeah.
him first, but lost it due to a penalty. But he's
Well,
definitely
we'll say he won a race.
taking the checkered flag. We can say that he's taking the checkered flag in
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, he definitely did cross the line first.
Yeah. Brain Core now nearly within a second. It's like just teetering around that 1 second mark. Not quite enough to get within DRS. But Beastie, I imagine, will be getting fairly nervous now with that gap just over 1. It's like 1.001. Like so close for Brain Core. Brain Core really pushing now to get on the back of the race leader Beastie, wanting to spoil that parade. We're on lap 18 of 22. Not long to go in this race. Oh, Magnets and My Life going side by side. Magnets hanging around the outside, and here's Scrub on the soft tyres, going around the outside. Oh, nice, very nice braking maneuver there for Scrub, and he gets that place from My Life. Very good indeed. We're seeing lots of side-by-side action here. Enjoying it.
Well, we really are, and AsthmaFrog as well. Big loss of traction, and he's now got GWA Panda for company, and Panda's going to make the move with DRS. So that's Panda going up a position up into P5, having made that later pit stop. So he's going to have slightly better tyres than Asthma, but Asthma's going to want to fight this back as much as he can, because he still needs to increase that gap at the top, or at least minimise the damage that he'll suffer from this race.
But crucially, Panda has 6 seconds of penalties, so AsthmaFrog doesn't need to fight too hard, I would say. But if he feels like he's got enough pace to get onto the back of BNG Titan, then he needs to make his way through fairly soon. Oh, there's so, like nose to wing through 13 and 14. Coming into Stavolo now. This corner that just sucks you to the outside of the track because of the camber. Just the track falls away from you, and it's so easy to go wide there. AsthmaFrog really close in within the slipstream now. Looks to have a decent run. Panda goes defensive. Just breaks just a little bit later, but he's taking a wider line through these guys. It's close racing.
Scrub, My Life, and Magnets are all really close together on track at the minute. Scrub's trying to... Oh, as My Life goes onto the outside of Scrub, but Scrub's trying to maximise that fresh rubber he's got on those soft tyres. He's unfortunately being hampered somewhat by F1XL Magnets, but Magnets defending really well at the minute. He's just maintaining that P7 at the moment.
Let's keep an eye on this gap. We switch to AsthmaFrog, who's got a run on Panda. Oh, and there's a bit of contact there. We saw that on the stream. AsthmaFrog doing a cheeky reset there. That was a very quick reset. Looks like he's practiced that one. These guys, Panda, coming together through Les Combes, through turn 8 there. So we've replayed that one. Let's jump on board with the battle for 7th. Magnets currently occupying the highest pace position in this little battle here. Both him and Scrub have 3 seconds of penalties. My Life has 9 seconds of penalties. So you would think at the end of this race, or are you going to go side by side through Pouon?
Oh, that's brave.
That is really brave. But he's got the soft compound tyres. That was a mad overtake. Oh, what an overtake there. That's a fantastic move there. Only made possible.
My Life.
Oh, yes, My Life up the inside. Shoving it up the inside of Magnets. So My Life, even though he's got 9 seconds of penalties, he's like, I am coming through. I want to get involved on this. But Magnets is coming back around the outside. Let's jump on board with him. Oh, a little bit of grass dip in there. And he makes his way back past My Life. So, it's like fantastic racing. Get so many replays. Oh, and he comes into the pit.
Magnets boxes.
Have those tyres run their course? Has he worn them out just a little bit too much by fighting with Scrub and My Life for such a long time?
Yeah, but I think if they're in a party, he's just heard that on lap 8, Rocket Gamer has picked up a puncture on his rear left on those soft tyres, 8-lap-old softs.
Oh, we have missed that.
Puncture. So he's got a long way to go to get back to the pits with that rear left puncture, and he's not. Yeah.
He spun it.
Yeah, I don't blame him for the retirement.
But maybe not on track.
No, maybe not on track. No.
As
maybe
his
try
car
next
is
time.
currently occupying the outside of the gravel, which is not good.
This is caused a little bit of a lag spike, I think. I've just gone on board with Beastie, and he is jumping about all over the place.
It is indeed, and that is why we do not retire on the track, because Codemasters can't handle it, because it's dead fragile.
Oh dear.
But that has allowed Brain Core to get within DRS. That's really crucial, because now we're on lap 20 of 22. Only 2 laps to go when these guys cross the line. And Brain Core, who's been at the front of this race for pretty much all of it, or near the front, is now in a place where he can attack Beastie. But it looks like Beastie's lagging a bit there, because he was dead close and now he's over a second. So I'm not quite sure what to believe, but he looks like he's lagging away. So we've been Codemastered well and truly in this lobby, and hopefully I don't completely desync like I did in France and get a completely separate race.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
That wasn't the best, was it?
But Braincore on that straight was completely out of his DRS. He's using absolutely everything he can to try and get in that DRS of Beastie, but he's got to be careful if he doesn't have anything to defend with, because Saucy Chris is absolutely flying onto the back of these two. 1.6 seconds now, the gap. It was 5 seconds when he made his way past DNG Titan, and now it's only 1.5 with 1.25 laps to go.
So we're in for a little bit of a grandstand finish here. Bray and Core, who qualified pole. It was pole.
Yeah, it was pole.
Lost out at the start to it was
a
Beastie.
long time ago.
It was Beastie. Beastie got ahead, didn't he?
Yeah, Beastie, yeah.
And he did make his way past Beastie earlier on, but Beastie managed to get past after they came into the pits, and this has now led to this moment as they are starting the final lap of this race. Saucy Chris is getting pretty close now, only 1.1 seconds. If he can pull a couple of tenths through this, he'll be within DRS range of Brain Core, who is teetering on the edge of the DRS range of Beastie. But looks like Beastie's got the measure of him out of turn one, just pulled 0.3 of a second overhead, and looks like there is going to be no DRS for Bray.
And no ERS left in the tank either.
So Bray and Core playing every trick in the book that he has available in his cockpit to try and make up that gap, but not quite, as DNG Titan's pretty close on the back of Panda now. He probably will get that position as long as he sticks around to around the back of Panda, because Panda has 6 seconds of penalties. So we'll leave that for now. Let's see if Brain Core can do anything on the final lap of this race at Spa-Francorchamps. We go through Pouon, and these guys are now within the DRS range of each other. Just a little bit, 0.7 of a second. So I wonder if there's some different setups at play here. We might have some different presets on these guys' cards, because Braincore seems to be pretty strong through the corners, but on the straight, Beastie opens up. So I wonder if Beastie's on preset 5 and Brain is on preset 4. Let's have a look. Magnets picks up 3 seconds.
Don't know if it's a preset difference, but Beastie's really fast through that opening sector, and I think that's what's got it for him so far in this race. If he can just hold it together for these last 2 corners.
So he does indeed. Beastie takes his first win of the season. Braincore second, and Saucy Chris finishes third. Panda will cross the line in 4th, but will be outplaced by Titan. AsthmaFrog also will jump ahead of Panda as well due to those penalties that he picked up. So AsthmaFrog picks up 5. That is not a bad result considering the up and down race that he's had. And then Scrub crosses the line in 7th. Fantastic racing from Scrub today. That was a fab race from him. My Life in 8th, as we watch Hake Zhao crossing the line in 9th rather slowly. And Magnets,
And Magnets
giving us a little bit of a show as he crosses the line in 10th. And Stone Shuffle bringing up the rear.
And Magnets took the fastest lap as well, so he got 2 points for his troubles on that one. So, yeah, well, that was a bit of a chaotic race.
It was a wonderfully chaotic race, I would say.
Yes. Well, I'm sure there's going to be some words spoken between drivers after.
There normally is.
Yeah, normally. But yeah. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm glad glad I didn't miss the Spa sprint feature that we had today.
Indeed. So there is our race winner, Beastie. Looking very happy about this.
He does agree.
Muted celebration, I would say. Muted celebration. There we go. And Spa's one of the jewels on the calendar, isn't it? It's one of the races that you really want to win, isn't it? It's like everyone loves the track. It's classic. It's been around for forever. So yeah, if you only win like 1 or 2 races a season, winning one of these, it's gonna be pretty good indeed.
Yeah, I think it's on par with winning Monaco. It's one of those tracks you just want to win. You know, it's such an iconic track, and Beastie taking the most points as well of the day with their total of 28. So that's great weekend from
a very
from
fruitful
Beastie at UFC.
weekend indeed.
Yeah, nice all the points there for him. Asthma does sort of a bit of damage limitation with a total of 16 points. Obviously, he got onto that podium in the sprint as well. So yeah, that was thoroughly enjoyable.
So there are your final race results. Beastie takes the win with Brian Court in second and Saucy Chris rounding out the podium in third. DNG Titan in fourth, AsthmaFrog in fifth, Panda in sixth, Scrub in seventh, My Life in eighth, Hake Jow in ninth. Rounding out the top 10, the final point is Magnus Ibonto. And then we had Stone Shuffle rounding out the finishers. Then we had Rocket Gamer, Lethal Lins, King Jamie, and somebody else.
That was funny. Yeah. Pat Peter, I think, is the one you were looking for.
Pat Peter, there was one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Pat. I'm really sorry. I forgot you, Pat. But I forget things all the time. But there we go. So let us know in the chat how your race went. We've got tons of replays to have a look through. So I'm going to start doing that now. Whilst you think of your driver of the day, Gunhead.
I'm going to give it. I don't even have to think. I'm definitely going to give that to Beastie and UFC. First win of the year, of the season, I should say, for Beastie. He controlled it when he got to the front. He he didn't let that pressure sort of get to him at any point in that race, and yeah, he just ran the perfect race. So yeah, let's give it to Beastie and UFC. Well done,
Bob. Well done. Well done to Beastie. Yeah. Right, let's have a look at this replay. I'm not sure which one this is because we'll see. Look. Well, this is Titan and Lynn's going side by side with Rocket Gamer trying to get involved as well. So these guys are going around Bruxelles, turn 10, and nearly going 3 wide around the corner on lap 5. This is a fab race. Look at this action.
Really was a very
4 cars race. So close to each other. Rocket Gamer going a little bit wide. Sad that we lost him out of the race. And then Lethal Lynn's coming back around the outside. Amazing move. There we go. Let's pick another one.
While Panda is questioning me in the chat, saying he thinks AsthmaFrog should have got driver of the day. Well, you're not sat in this comms. That's mine.
You tell
That's
him.
mine to give away. Oh dear.
Right.
That was no. AsthmaFrog did very, very well to pull it back. He did very well, but no, I think, like I say, just based on his season so far and the way he controlled that, definitely to go to Beastie.
Yeah, but Beastie didn't qualify all that well. Managed to bring it back up into the in the sprint race, and then from the sprint race, just like drove through the field. So I think you've made a good choice.
Thank you.
Another replay. Sorry, Panda, but incorrect. I think this is the tail end of this battle between Lynn's Rocket Gamer, because I think there was another battle a little bit later on that we missed, and I think Saucy Chris was involved in this one as well. Oh, this was Lethal Lynn's going into the barrier, so that was that. So this is that wasn't the incident that lost Lynn's the race. But that was one of the reasons why we had a bit of a VSC, I think, or a yellow flag. So pretty close racing, but on this occasion, the Fullins came out worse off.
Yeah, he was lucky to keep his wheel on that incident. If he got it at a slightly less harsh angle and he just clipped it with the wheel, I think he would have been out a lot earlier, and we would have been deprived of some really fantastic overtakes.
Indeed. There's so many overtakes. I've got like
Each,
one, two.
you have to pick.
I'm gonna have to pick some.
You're gonna have to pick one or two, otherwise we're gonna be here all night.
I know. Let's pick this one. Let's have a look. Who was this? Oh, this might be Lee Fullin's overtake around the outside of somebody. Oh, these guys fought abreast through Puan. Behind my life, I think this was, yeah. So some fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing from these guys. And let's pick one. I'm trying to think which is going to be the best.
To get so close in that little fight there.
Let's do this one. There we go. This one. Oh. All right. This one. This was Scrub. Magnet for my life. Oh yes, this was Scrub up the inside. This is definitely worth an overtake of the week shout, I think. Scrub up the inside of Puan on magnets, and then my life deciding, do you know what? I'll jump in on this as well and try and get through. That was a fab overtake from Scrub. If you're watching this, big thumbs up from me, mate, because that was fab.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. That definitely should be posted in contention for overtake of the week. It was such a brave move to use the curb in the first place and keep the power on enough to make that move on the inside. It was very well done.
Indeed. So there we go. Well, I think that's my overtake of the day. Although there are so many to pick. so many. Right.
Oh dear.
Next week, that's been an absolutely mad race. It's been fab. Next week, we're at Brazil, where we could also see some excellent racing. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, Sao Paulo always makes for an interesting race. It's very, very narrow, tight, twisty track, but with plenty of overtaking opportunities where we might see even more fantastic overtakes around the outside of certain corners that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So yeah, looking forward to that one. And yes, I will be here.
Lovely. Brilliant. In that case, thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for watching live along with us to the Belgian Grand Prix and the sprint race as well. It was fantastic racing by everyone. So well done to everyone involved. Thank you so much for jumping in the chat and saying hello as well. You are very welcome to be here, as is anyone who is watching this not live. You're joining us not live. Thank you so much for making it this far into the broadcast, and we will be back same time, same place next week. 9 p.m. on this channel for Brazil. Non-sprint race, but I think it's going to be just as good, because that track likes bringing up some nice wheel-to-wheel racing, especially through Sector 1. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, definitely.
Brilliant. Right, have a fantastic week, everyone, and we will see you next time in Brazil.